All right, can you see me? Okay, so today we're going to do a little movement lesson or movement exploration that helps you if you've got an upslipped hip. So in other words, like if you typically this shoulder's lower and this hip's higher, so you like bunched and grabbed on the side. Just as a bit of a preamble to that, this can often happen as a result of trauma. And the reason is I step on a hot coal and I'll pull up, and so we grab up to defend pain, or it's a, like, I don't know, it's a flexion can get into our system. And one of the reasons is because painful withdrawal response, there's a whole lot of sort of defensive flexion cues that can kind of get into our system. The other one is driving. Okay, so when you drive, you'll often sit with your right foot, sort of your left foot relaxed and your right foot kind of flexed. And then in general, most people, like 99% of people, your right hip is posteriorly rotated and it wants to slide underneath you. So you can really get stuck in this pattern. So anyway, we do this exercise with our right side up. Okay, so I'm going to put this hand here as a stable hand. And this is a really good way to teach you how your hips work in running and in motion. So you can have a little push cushion or pillow here if you're not comfortable supporting your own head. Just support your head, hand, right? So I want to make sure I'm in the camera here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just practice lifting this leg up, and I'm going to, my foot's not pointed, my heel's closer to the wall, like I'm pretending there's a floor underneath my foot. Okay, so don't dorsiflex hard or curl your toes up hard, but my foot is not pointed, and I'm thinking more about my heel bone or my heel itself lifting up. Okay, that's the furthest part away from it. We're just going to lift it up and down. And probably quite quickly you'll notice there's a bit of tension or a bit of a burn in the side of your hip. Okay, and then we're going to rest a little bit. This exercise will take about 10 minutes. Okay. Now what we're going to do is, instead of picking up sort of from your hip here, what we're going to do is you put your hand on your waist, or you can I like to put my fingers on my ribs and my waist. I'm going to lift my hip. So now I'm trying to pick my foot up by crunching, sort of lifting, not crunching. Yeah, it is kind of crunching, almost like using my abs, almost, or I could use my head to help pick my foot up. Okay, so I'm side bending and everything's shortening on the side. Okay, so head, ribs come down, hips come up, and now we're sort of contracting and relaxing my side to lift that hip up. Okay, head up, hip up, head up, hip up, ribs down, hip up. And then, yeah, pretty soon we'll get tired, so we just lie down, we have a little bit of a rest. Okay, so what you should have noticed with that is it's easier to use my whole body to pick my head up than it is to, in isolation, pick my leg up. Using your whole body is always more efficient. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go forward, we're going to go, we're going to step. So now, because we kind of lifted up to shorten, and now we're going to step to create length. So before, my hip was rising with my head up, and now I'm going to step and see if I can drop my hip down. So step through your heel. You lift, you're hovering it, and then you're stepping through your heel. Stepping through your heel. And you should feel your back open up or this hip drop away from those ribs. Okay. Step through your heel. Step through your heel. And then down, and then relax a little bit. Rest a bit. Okay, so we're going to see if we can do those two motions. We're going to go side and up, down and step. Side and up, down and step. I'm stepping down, lengthening, dropping my heel, crunching everything up. Cool, and then rest again. Okay, now I'm going to turn your foot up, so toes towards the ceiling, and we're going to go forward. And when we go forward, you realize, oh, it's easy to round, and our head can come forward. So like not, you can hold your head and support it, so head forward, then back to the middle. Leg up, feet towards the ceiling, head forward. head forward. You can kind of keep, so it's almost like you're kicking a soccer ball around your spine and kick the soccer ball at the same time. Okay, and it's, you can put your, if you don't want to, you don't have to support your head, so you can use this as a support. So head forward, foot forward, toes towards the ceiling. I'm rounding my spine, rounding my spine, and then back down, have a rest. Okay, this exercise, up, toes towards the floor, and extend, and I'm going to look this way underneath and see if I can see my foot, and then come back to the midline. Toes down, extend, look underneath. Toes down, extend, look underneath. Toes down, extend, look underneath. And then I'm going to put my foot back down. Now we're going to combine those two movements. Okay. Round, foot, toes towards roof, toes down, look under your shoulders, go back. Round and forward, look back. Round and forward. See how far, how big a move you can do. Can you see your foot at the back? Round and forward, all the way back. Round and forward, all the way back. Round and forward, all the way back. Okay, and then just rest a little bit. And then we want to just get up and see if you can step, lift, so just see what your hip feels like. Okay, so I'm going to have to change. What you want to do now is stand up and then walk around. This will be a little bit, and see how that feels. And generally speaking, your whole right side should feel a little bit longer. And then you have length on here. To make this more running, or now I'm headless, I'm sorry. To make this more running or gait specific, or as a warm-up before a run, you can hold on and you can basically do that. So hacky sack forward, head forward, round, okay? And then look behind you, internally rotate your foot, shoulder goes away, look over your shoulder. Okay, so I'm holding on to something, I've got a virtual something, round, hacky sack. Okay, let me really hold on to something. So round, look over my shoulder, round, look over my shoulder, round, look over my shoulder. And you only have to do it on one side, on the short side, or on the bound down side, and it should open you up and you walk around like that. Later on, when you're kind of familiar with that movement pattern, you can do the same on both sides. You don't have to lie down on the ground again. Okay, so enjoy. There's an interesting, it really does help with hip function, with people that are stuck in the hips, with an upslipped hip, with a crunch down on the one side. Teaches you to sort of press length and space, teaches you the pattern of flexion and extension and internal rotation. No, sorry, flexion and external rotation, and internal rotation and extension. I hope that helps. I'll do some more warm-ups and things you can do before you run in other videos. Okay, take care, move well, have fun, share with someone that needs it. Okay, take care, everyone.